Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to the physioBRAIN channel. In today's video, we're going to continue talking about neuroplasticity to understand a bit more about how we arrived at this process and the knowledge we have today. Stay with me and don't miss out on this information. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the video and share it with anyone you think needs to know this information. So in the previous video, which we posted just this week, we talked about why, up until a certain point in history, it was believed that the brain did not change, that it was rigid, that it was fixed, and that modifications could not occur completely, right? Our brain did not change. So we saw that this can happen, right? That the brain does change. Advances have made it possible to identify this, right? Neurology, science, medicine have advanced to such a point that we can see that our brain does change, and this is reflected in our behavior, in our activities, okay? And especially from the 1960s onward, it was found that, yes, stimuli research studies led to discoveries that until then were not expected. People who were, debilitated, who had suffered some kind of accident or change in the brain, began to show responses that had not been observed before. And this began to intrigue researchers in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, and it started to be better understood. The studies began to show that our brain could in fact adapt functions, adapt abilities that had previously been compromised, and stimulate and cause our brain to transform and changes patterns of movement, behavior, and cognition. All right? So basically, what happens in our brain for it to change is this. It receives information, it picks up on what needs to be done, it forms connections, forms synapses, right? And it keeps refining these more and more. And that ends up being reflected in the person's behavior, intelligence, and motor skills, all right? And unlike a machine, as we mentioned in the previous video, where it was once believed that the brain was programmed for certain activities, today we know that our brain changes it, can take the same structure and recover within itself, within the neuron itself, or use, nearby structures and make things work again, adapt, and improve the activities that need to be done. And we know that this happens throughout life. So we know that our brain is plastic, it changes, it adapts, it can make lost functions recover, and that the functions and activities I do today can be improved through training, through practice, through repetition, right? And through stimulation. So we have a truly great potential for neural formations, those important formations in our brain, and this is clearly reflected in better performance in our activities. And we need to understand this and really put our brain to work. So if you like the video, if you enjoyed these pieces of information, like it here, share it, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, because you'll be helping me bring this information to as many people as possible. A hug, and I'll see you in the next videos.